Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. NRL Dominance. Anthony here. Please remember to like and subscribe and also click that notification bell if you're enjoying what you've seen and if you want to see more. Coming up in this episode, St. Helens extend popular props contract, scores and scorers from the NRL bye week's first two games. We finish with most of the highlights from one championship game and the scores and scorers from the rest on Thursday's full round of fixtures. We now turn our attentions to the NRL as it's bye week for most players as it's leading up to the State of Origin that is played on Wednesday. Coming up, game 1. And we start with two games for Friday and Saturday as, first of all, Friday showed us Gold Coast Titans versus North Queensland Cowboys, and the Penrith Panthers versus the Canterbury Bulldogs were played on Saturday morning. Both teams are without their origin duty players like Tino Fasamulawe, who was out for the Titans away with the Maroons, while for the Cowboys, they are without Valentine Holmes, Ruben Cotter, Tom Dearden, Jeremiah Nane, all away for the Maroons, while they had the returning Murray Tuilagi and Hamiso Tabuai-Fidow, who had also made the Billy Slater's 22-man squad, but was released for the Cowboys for this game. But it was the Cowboys who came away with a win, despite the Titans scoring first, with Toby Sexton scoring a try, which Jermaine Zarko converted. But after that, it was 6 tries that were run in by the Cowboys. Eliam Luki scored their first try, then Murray Tulagi on the 30th minute. Tabuai-Fidow went over at 35 on the 35th minute. The score was 16 points to 6 at half time. Reece Robinson extended the lead on the 68th minute with Scott Drinkwater converting 3 of his 4 attempts so far. And Hamiso Tabuai-Fidow scored on the 72nd minute, before Peta Hiku scored on the 76th minute for the last try of the game. Drinkwater ended with a total of 4 from 6 on the conversions for the 32 points to 6 scoreline. In Saturday's game, we saw the Penrith Panthers go up against the Canterbury Bulldogs as a much changed Panthers team saw 7 of their first team squad being called up for the New South Wales Blues. Fortunately for the Panthers, Api Coruscant has been released, but that means that there's no Nathan Cleary, Stephen Crichton, Jerome Luai, Liam Martin, Brian Toto or Isaiah Yeo involved in the game. One positive though, from earlier in the season, without Nathan Cleary, Sean O'Sullivan stepped up to the mark and played admirably to keep a winning run that started from last season. For the Bulldogs, Luke Thompson was ruled out on Thursday, suffering from a delayed symptoms of a concussion. He is replaced in the starting side by Ava Suimanu-Fangai, with Joe Stimson joining the bench after originally being left out on Tuesday. Tavita Bangai Jr. remains sidelined after missing the Dragons game due to back spasms. Raymond Vitale Mariner has been promoted to the starting side, and Corey Waddle goes to the bench. Josh Adokar could consider himself unlucky to miss out on blue selection, but his presence is a bonus for interim coach Mick Potter. Well, the game still went the way of the Panthers as they won 30 points to 18. Chris Smith got the Panthers on the scoreboard straight away the 4 minutes as he scored a try, which Kurt Falls scored the conversion for. Then Dylan Edwards added his first try of the game, which was also converted by Falls. And This wasn't the main story as the Bulldogs fought back. Josh Adokar scored the first of his 2 tries, which Matt Burton converted. Matt Burton was going to have a wow of a game with the boot, as the first try came off his 77-yard kick, which was fumbled by the Panthers. It took no less than 7 minutes for the Panthers to take the lead once again, though, after Taylor May went over spectacularly in the left corner. Then Viliama Kickow scored 2 on the left edge, that powerful left edge of the Panthers, which Falls extended the lead to 22 points to 6, and that was what it was at half-time. Josh Adokar and Matt Burton scored 2 quick tries with 8 minutes apart from 49 and 57th minute on their left edge being dangerous, which Burton converted to 2-4. Then Jermaine Salmon scored on the 63rd minute, which Kurt Falls had scored on the conversion on the 65th minute. Falls added a penalty on the 70th minute for the 30 points to 18 scoreline to the Penrith Panthers. Before we move on to the Championship, there was some news coming from St Helens, as it's expected that young Saints winger Josh Simm is set to leave the club at the end of the season. Rugby League Live understands the outside back has been offered to clubs after not being offered a new deal by the champions at this stage. Simm, 21, is off contract at the end of the season, but his future appears to be away from the Totally Wicked Stadium once his existing deal expires. Simm has come through the ranks at St Helens, and also the emergence of John Bennison and Ben Davis has seen the opportunities harder to come by, and with a decision not needed on his future, it is felt a move elsewhere where regular game time will be easier to come by will benefit his development. A standout star of the Saints Academy, he scored an incredible 59 tries in 43 games for the under-19s during the 2018-2019 seasons. He subsequently made his first team debut during the grand final winning campaign in 2019. He was named man of the match in the Saints' victory over Leeds Rhinos back in 2020, scoring a hat-trick in the process. This year, he has made 7 appearances, including a starting spot in the Challenge Cup semi-final defeat to Wigan Warriors. He scored 4 tries this year, including a brace over the win over Hull back in February. Saints have also already retained a number of their off-contract players, who will come to one about in a few moments, while James Roby, Louis McCarthy-Scarsbrook, Regan Grace, as we covered previously, Matty Foster, Dan Norman, Sam Royal, Aaron Smith, and Conrad Hurrell remain off contract. There is believed several clubs are currently considering a move for Josh Simm, but nothing on paper so far. So, the Saints have already retained a number of their off-contract players. Sione Matautia and Matty Elite have been noted recently, but in the past couple of days, it's been announced that Tongan international Agnatius Paasi has signed a new 1-year contract extension with St Helens, but he has indicated that he wants to stay longer. The 30-year-old has made 36 appearances for Christian Wolf's side since arriving ahead of the 2021 season from the NRL. Paasi, who have made more than 100 appearances in the NRL for the Gold Coast Titans and the New Zealand Warriors, will be hoping to play in his first World Cup for Tonga this autumn. In the interview resulting in his contract renewal, he stated that my partner and kids are happy here and I'm just doing my job out there and giving my all, and I'm happy to stay for another year. My manager is speaking to Mike Rush, the chief executive, and hopefully we could stay even longer. I'm enjoying it, and if it is possible to stay longer, I will do that. Paasi has been a real success story while at Saints, as in his first season he helped the champions gets their grand final successes to 3 in a row and won the Challenge Cup in his first season with the club. And he's taken to the Saints fans, and the fans have taken to him with his big, hard-hitting runs and the way that he bulldozes opponents out of the way. If Saints don't offer him a new deal, I'm sure there are plenty of clubs in the area that would love to take him on without any stress of his family moving here, there, or anywhere else. London Broncos were then dealt with a huge blow as they lost captain Will Lovell to a shoulder injury, which at half-time they were told that he had to be sent to hospital for tests due to this injury. And it got worse for the team after that as they went further behind due to another Workington try. The Broncos must have been identified for their weak ruck defence as Evan Simon scoots out from the dummy half position close to the line and he goes over with a couple of would-be tacklers still on top, but he was over for the try and it was 12-0 after Forber converts to extend the lead. The scores became 18 points to 6 not long after that, after Workington went in once more. It was another right edge close to the ruck try as Kane Barnes barged over to score the third try of the game, which Forber converted for 18 points to 6. Simple. And that's how the scores sat at half-time, 18 points to 6, as London started to get back into the game after their blow and losing 2 other tries afterwards. After Fitzsimmons was held up just before the line, Simons passes the ball left, and it's Wilkinson who's the beneficiary as the no-name man went over for the opening try of the game on the 4th minute, which Workington were able to convert to make it 6 points to 0 against the London Broncos. So, well-worked try, drawing in all the Broncos defenders close to the line after a fantastic defensive effort from Will Lovell. It turned out that a gap appeared on the left edge and Simons found his other forward who went in untouched, more or less, as you see there. One more time, gap there, you can see it. Straight through and down. But you're most vulnerable when you score, and a Paasi kick is picked up by Lovell, or is it Curran, who went over and dives on the ball and puts it down over the line for the London Broncos' first points of the game, as they tied it up to make it 6-0 with the successful conversion from the left-hand edge. It was a great try from Rhys Curran. And he put all his effort in to get that ball down. As you see, it's on about the 4th tackle, and the kick is put in by Paasi on the edge, and Curran grabs the ball and puts it down over the line. Just a little after this attempted breakthrough, Paasi's looking right, just dabs the kick in. It's this tackle. It's well set up by London. The kick's dabbed in, and it is Curran who gets over for the try. We now move into the second half, and it's Workington that get onto the point scoring chart straight away with one of the unbelievablest and weirdest tries you'd ever seen. Individual brilliance, though. After a decent setup play, the ball goes to Marcus O'Brien, who gets a gap through, and he dummies, throws the ball up, catches it, goes around 3 Bronco would-be defenders, and scores right to the post for 22 points to 6, which is made 24 points to 6 after the conversion is successful from Forber once again. Let's have a look at that again. So the ball is just casually passed inside, and there was a gap that opened up, and O'Brien dummies, flicks it up in the air, beats up 2 would-be tacklers, and puts it down. Better view of it from here. Big, massive gap in between Uatu and his fellow defenders. But he got away with that dummy there, to be honest. But you you buy your ticket, you go for a ride. And he goes in for one of his best ever tries, I reckon. From this try, it was London who got on the board next. Straight after the kickoff, again, London kicked it short, and it was batted back into the forwards' hands of Beanick, and he went on a rampaging run, bashing off one Workington player twice and got within a couple of metres of the try line. This all led to Parata scoring for the Broncos to bring the scores back to 12 points to 18 as the conversion was successful. Sorry, I mean 24 points to 12. But back came Workington. After the initial setup, it was Wilkinson who almost got to the try line, but Evan Simon saw there was no markers and he forced his way over for the final try of the game to put the score at 30 points to 12 due to the conversion being successful on Forber. Let's look at that again. Wilkinson, great tackle by Walker, who was impressive for London, but Walker wasn't strong enough, according to the referee, to hold up the Workington man, the town man, as he went over for his second try of the game. One more from the back, see if we can get no scene of the ball, but it was all given. Forber added a penalty late in the game after Jacob Thomas stripped an almost certain Workington player going over for a try, but stripped the ball away from him, and the town decided to slow down the game to complete the scoring at 32 points to 18. In the first game of the day, it was Workington who played host to the London Broncos, as the two teams near the bottom of the table went after each other to try and get a much-needed win to boost their playoff aspirations, I'd like to say, but more than likely mid-table aspirations for this season. London Broncos are still without a coach, and interim coach Mike Eccles is in charge for the game. Now, here are the teams. Workington have yet to get a point on the board so far, but they afield a former Bradford man, Broncos man, Oscar Thomas in at fullback position. Will Tate on loan from Hull Kingston Rovers has already got a couple of tries on the board and will be looking to add to that today against the London Broncos. Jamie Duran and Carl Forber are the halfbacks for Workington who are looking to pull the strings. While Evan Simons at acting halfback will be looking to produce an even better performance than the one that last time that Premier Sports covered, the Workington Town. And Glenn Riley is on the bench for Workington after making his loan move permanent in the midweek.
Alex Walker is at fullback.
New signing Brock Pereira will not be involved today, but will be expected to be involved during the weekend's fixtures. While former Super League fullback Alex Walker continues to play at fullback for the Broncos. Oliver Leyland and Jacob Thomas are expected to get the team around the pitch to try and get them going forward better and faster and quicker so that they can pick up the win today. Beanick, Lovell and Curran are all experienced PAT members and will be looking to base their platform off that for the London Broncos. So what happened in the rest of the Championship games for today? As Thursday threw up a one-sided draw as only Workington on Saturday won at home. Let's have a look at those results. Barrow scared the hell out of Lee as Lee were leading 14 points to 4 at half-time and coming out on top just with 30 points to 28 at the home of the Raiders. Edwin Apapi had a fantastic week so far as he scored twice for Lee and Ferguson got another 2 for Lee Centurions, while McDonald got on the try scoring as well, Ian McDonald. There was 5 conversions made for the 30 points for Lee Centurions, but it was single tries for Carter, Creswell, Ritson, Samet, and Sanders, who got Barrow awfully close to the victory. Samet missed with 1 kick, otherwise it would have been 30 points all. Top of the table Rovers beat Newcastle for 46 points to 10, after the first half was 10 points to 12 in this close game for the first half, and when Featherstone ran away with the entire game. Tries from Doherty and Robson, as well as Dean, got all the points in the first half for Newcastle, while Leilua, Wildy, Jacks with a double, Smith with a hat-trick, Bussey and Gale with tries apiece saw Featherstone home in the end. Hall kicked 1 goal, while Bussey converted 4 more. York City Knights came from behind 14 points to 12 at half-time to run out 34 points to 14 victors at the new home of Sheffield Eagles, the Olympic Legacy Park. Wellham, Thackeray and Jones Bishop all got tries apiece for Sheffield, while Isaac Farrell kicked the only goal. Glover, Antrobus, Dixon, Hawley and 2 tries from Stock were the reason why York came out victorious. Harris kicked 5 goals also. Whitehaven were resoundingly defeated off the Batley Bulldogs as they succumb 46 points to 6. It was a one-way affair throughout the entire match, as the Bulldogs' only points came in the first half, while Bowman scored a try and Williams kicked the conversion. Batley had 2 tries from Morton, a try apiece from Walshaw, White, Hooley, Buchanan, Leake and Riley, while Gilmore's kicked 6 goals and Hooley kicked a penalty. And finally, 2 teams without a head coach faced each other as Widnes Vikings lost 6 points to 31 to the Bradford Bulls. Tyra got all the points for Widnes, a try and a kick, while Bradford Bulls had Baldwinson, Miller scoring twice, Gill and Burton scoring a try apiece, while Patton was good with the boot, kicking 4 goals and a penalty, and Flanagan got the drop goal. So where does all that leave the teams in the league table after 13 rounds? Well, Featherstone and Lee still lead the way with York City Knights running behind. Halifax Panthers are putting on a good show to get to that 3rd place position away from York City Knights. Batley Bulldogs wing keeps them in 5th position, with Barrow Raiders having just lost against Lee, which would have kept them on even points with the Bulldogs, their local rivals. Bradford and Sheffield Eagles are the next in the line, with Sheffield Eagles a game behind the Bulls. Widnes Vikings and Newcastle Thunder come next after their defeats today. Then comes Whitehaven, who are dropping like a stone, I'm afraid to say, with not a good run. Loads of defeats in the last few games. Dewsbury Rams and London Broncos come next, while Workington, despite their win today, are still bottom of the table. It's a fast turnaround in the Championship this weekend as they play again on Sunday. As first of all, Barrow Raiders face Widnes Vikings, Batley Bulldogs face Workington, Dewsbury Rams versus Whitehaven, Lee Centurions versus Halifax Panthers, Newcastle Thunder face Sheffield Eagles, while York City Knights play London Broncos. Now who would I say would be the victors in those games? I go Barrow for the win, Batley, Dewsbury, possibly, Lee Centurions just, Newcastle. I'd go the full home this time, flipping it around, but wouldn't surprise me if Workington go on the run now and beat the Batley Bulldogs. Or London Broncos stepping it up at York. Then the Championship fixtures wrap up with Featherstone Rovers versus Bradford Bulls live on Premier Sports. Kickoff 7:45 on Monday, the 6th of June 2022. And that's it for another episode from Held Dominance. Thank you very much for watching. Please remember to like, subscribe, and share this video worldwide, as well as clicking that notification bell for any updates that you may have heard in the next few days. And also when new videos come up from the channel. I hope you enjoyed this episode. There has been some good games. A loss of a coach in one division. Bradford and no sign of witness either, getting a new coach, but Bradford keep ploughing on. I think they've won 3, lost 1 in the games. Liam Featherstone going forward. Penrith without 6 of their squad, still winning. It's going to be a long old season, but they don't need to worry about having depleted squads until the end of Origin now. Anyway, tell me what your thoughts are on today's episode. Please also remember to like and subscribe, share this video worldwide. But in the meantime, I wish you all the best. Please stay safe, and I'll see you in the next episode.